Hi there. In this video, I'm going to share with you a little bit about what's been going on with me, why I have been so quiet. I'm going to share about an amazing Epic Elves promotion that I have going on and I'm participating in. And I'm going to dive in a little bit about the astrology of this very potent portal that we are all in. My name is Chrissy Wissler. I am an intuitive, an astrologer, I'm a parent, and I'm actually a fiction writer, or that certainly was my main calling before things shifted for me. So if you want to find out more, please go to my website, chrissywissler.com, or connect with me if you are interested in understanding like your astrology, your unique birth chart. Why are things happening to you that are happening? Astrology can be so helpful, and that's part of what I'm hoping to share in this video is what is going on. What is this wave that we are all riding right now? And again, there's that choice of sinking beneath the wave and getting tossed around, or being on that surfer with the surfboard, riding the top of it. So yes, so welcome in if you are new. I am smidging, like fitting this video in before our next camping trip. So this is me. This is like how I look normally, no makeup, and I would love to go even deeper with the astrology with you, but I just don't have time because I have to pack everything in the car and get it ready to go so we can take off very early in the morning. So yeah. So as I said, I am I'm participating in a story bundle. So I know this is a little bit different than what I usually do, but it's part of who I am, is being a writer and a fiction writer. And as I said, elves, Tolkien's elves, the Lord of the Rings, that was something I always knew was true in my soul, in my being, is part of my calling. And right now, if you are someone who does really enjoy those kind of stories, epic fantasy, elves, going into the many different realms of what even that word elves mean, I'm right now part of a story bundle where there are 10 authors and you get access to 20 different books. It's really a pay at what you want rate. If you want all 20, you can check that out. I think it's only $25. See, I'm so oh my gosh, this week has been so crazy. So I'm doing my best here. But yes, if you are interested, this is a very short time, limited deal. It goes away in just 5 days, so on July 19th, the end of the day. So please check that out. There's some amazing authors who I am doing this with: Anthea Sharp, Christine Catherine Rush, Thomas Carpenter, just amazing authors whose work I adore. And then there's me. You know how you're always really good about talking about other people's stuff, and then you're like, oh wait, I do things too. So yes, I have my book in this as well, in this series that I actually started 13 years ago. Yes, 13 years ago is when it first came to me. So yes, so my work is in there too. If you are curious and you want to pick that up or dive into this, I'm going to provide all the information for you. You can go to the description box below for that link to Story Bundle to find out more about the authors and even the donation opportunity that's part of this as well. So please check that out if you are interested. So why have I been so quiet? Well, I'm really curious too on what you might be going through. Have you been finding that this period of time, it's like, even though we're not in an eclipse period, it kind of feels like an eclipse period? Has that been part of your experience? And I guess some of you might even not even know what that means, eclipse period. Real pivot points in your life where things are going in one direction and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, like you find yourself at this crossroad, or there's something major really coming up to the surface for you. That can be some of your experience. We are just, today is the 15th that I'm filming this, so we're just 2 days away from this new moon in Cancer. And there's so much more, and I can start to see, I'm laughing too, because I can start to see that the sun is coming down, so my video is going to start to get kind of funky. Some rainbow stuff might be hitting in a little bit, and so I can feel that coming, and I'm like, oh gosh, there's that happening too. Yeah. As I said, real intense period of time, things coming up to the surface for you from the very depths, stuff that might not even be yours, and you suddenly find yourself in the middle of, like, this isn't mine, and yet here it is for you to see, for you to really witness and lean into. Yeah, I totally changed angles because I could tell the sun was just about to hit the camera. So I found myself in this real cycle of death and rebirth, really going in deep within to myself, and as well as like still trying to hold that space, being a parent. It's not been an easy moment in time, and I've been allowing myself to take a pause on my expectations of myself, which are like getting these videos out to you, talking really deep about the astrology, and just saying like, you know what? I just can't do that right now. Or this little tiny bit is what I can do. Which is why you're getting me on my patio. Again, no makeup. Like, you've got my silvery thing in the background to keep out some of the light so, you know, we can sleep when the days are so bright. So yeah, like this is all I can do and show up. And so this is what I'm gonna do. And you know, and hopefully that's all right, and that's okay enough for you. And if not, like, oh well, I might not be the right astrologer for you, YouTuber, or whatever title, right? So it's just been this real quiet time, this deep reflection, me going within and doing a lot of deep inner work. Almost like a spring cleaning, except it's like massive cleaning, like generational cleaning. Like, it's going really deep, even into like past life kind of stuff coming through. And these opportunities of like, hey, you used to be in this situation, react in this way. Here it is again. But now what are you going to do with it? Do you have a little bit more space? And asking the question for myself, like, wow, I really don't like when this thing happens to me. Or when people judge my children for being unique and different. And I feel that judgment within my being. And I'm like, gosh, I'm really tired of that. Like, why is my soul unconsciously calling in these experiences? So I've been really sitting with those questions. And that has meant that it's not been an outward time where I want to be on camera. I want to be sharing. I mean, it's been a time where like I've really been sobbing my eyes out, like going down deep into this stuff. Like, it's not, like snot and everything. It hasn't been a pretty experience. But really giving myself that space and that emotional time to process and digest the intensity of this life, of many lives, again, like really coming up to the surface. And the reason I'm taking a moment to just talk about that is because that is where the moon's nodes have been in. Like, we are just 2 days away from completing the Taurus Scorpio polarity, where we have been here as a collective for 18 months. It's like this digging into the barrel, seeing what's deep in the shadows, shining a light there. The intensity, the drama, the manipulation, the full spectrum of emotion and experiences. And then taking that Taurus energy of going slow, your own way, your own pace, being like that cow just eating the grass. This getting out of the cities and going into the forest in that clear field and just being in the body, in presence. So let me know if any of that resonates with you and what you've been going through. And have you been feeling this pull of like, whoa, I really need to pull back and go get some horizontal time. I need to just go sit still and stare at a wall. And have you been noticing even a conflict of like, I've got a million things to do on this to-do list. And the conditioning of I can't rest until I get it all done. I mean, that's some of my personal conditioning. I also have my South Node in Capricorn. So, and my North Node is in Cancer. So this particular new moon cycle that we are starting is very potent for me, and I'm really feeling it. And so there's this like push-pull kind of energy, this reverberation that's getting faster and faster. It's getting super intense, and then this, whoa, I just need to go like chill out for a minute. And this is also really tying in with the galactic Mayan calendar. The astrology is so potent right now. Like, it's like you can't make this up. So let me just back up for a moment and just to kind of set the stage of what is happening. So as I said, on the 17th, we have our Cancer new moon, which is also lining up with the planetary nodes of Pluto and Saturn. So we have this collective direction to move into Cancer. And then a few hours later, the moon's nodes are going to switch. We're going to move from where we've been in this Taurus-Scorpio polarity, really discovering who are we? Like, what do we value? What is it that we like and dislike? And we're moving into this Aries Libra. So the North Node is going to be going into Aries. South Node is going into Venus. So where, as I said Venus, Libra. Oh my gosh, my words. I also just had a quantum transfiguration session that I was part of and helping clear some energy. So my words are kind of like, they're not coming out right. They're a little fumbly. But Venus is the ruler of the North Node right now in Taurus. But then in just 2 days, she's going to switch, where she will be the ruler of Libra, the South Node. And then Venus is going to be going retrograde on the 21st, 22nd. Sorry, dates are getting weird. And then Chiron is actually going to be going retrograde too. So like there's just this monumental shifting of energy. And I think I'll probably do another video where I really go in deeper with some of what this means. I just don't have the time to do that, so I'm just going to trust that this will be enough. But to say as well is that on the 26th in the Galactic Mayan calendar, we are switching year lords. So we're moving out of this red self-existing moon, which has been this deep journey of the unconscious and the shadows within us that we've been really needing to see and to heal within ourselves, okay, which is beautifully the energy aligned to Scorpio, where the South Node has been. And the year lord switching to white overtone wizard, and that's this receptive yin energy. That's not going to be easy, okay, to really go with the flow, to have that quiet time, that stillness and staring at the wall. So just how everything is lining up, this very deep reflective period around, like, gosh, this has been really intense. I need to go lay down. I need to go integrate that experience into my body, but I can't do that by continuing to go. And then as we are having this North Node in Aries, it's like before we know what action steps to take, we have to first know what we value. We have to know who we are, what we love. And so we've been on this collective journey together. And you might, again, that's why I'm talking about this eclipse period. It's like we're not on an eclipse. And yet, here we have this new moon right as the planes of this ecliptic are switching zodiac signs. So you could really be feeling this bubbling up, this intensity. And adding to this as well, we right now have Pluto square that moon's nodes. So like here's this tension, this building, this cataclysmic volcano energy. Think of like tectonic plates and the pressure building until it's finally released with that earthquake, with that explosion, that implosion. So this real period of building to bring in this new change. So let me know if any of this is really landing with you personally. Like, how might that be showing up for you in your life? And are you feeling this pull to pull back around the intensity, around the experiences, the expectations and obligations of others, especially when it comes to society, to our cultures and traditions? Pluto is in that 29th degree of Capricorn right now and really going to be grinding away at this really 2023, because Pluto was only in Aquarius for just like 3 months, 8 weeks, 3 months. I don't know, time's getting kind of funky. But now it's like clearing up, okay, shining a light on everything in this Capricorn energy that has been distorted, that is in not right alignment. Where do those transformations need to occur? So this can be a lot of ancestral clearing, healing that we are doing. And again, that links in beautifully with the Galactic Mayan calendar, this red self-existing moon. So it's just like this energy is really lining us up. So if you're finding that this is an intense period of time, like you're just like, what is going on with July? The energies are whoa, you're barely hanging on, like old memories from your childhood, deep emotional reactions, triggers happening. Just be aware that this is the energy. lots of turbulence, lots of changes will be taking place, this breaking down throughout our world and these structures that are not working. And that's going to continue to intensify and happen. Not to get super deep into the astrology, but just to share, I'm witnessing I'm in Los Angeles in California, so I know a lot of people who work in the entertainment industry. So we had the Writers Association had their strike, and now the Actors Guild has decided to strike and saying, we want more equality. Our work has value, and we want to be properly valued for that, and not, again, I don't want to get super into it, but it's like having CEOs making $27 million a year, and people are just the way the systems are set up, I can't feed my family. So this energy, this rising up, this standing up and saying no, will be continuing, especially as we move into fall time. The North Node, as I said, is in Aries. So this real trailblazing, this warrior-like energy, to embody, again, our individual desires, and yet also holding space for the other. That's higher octave Aries. And this North Node is going to be conjunct Eris, so the goddess of discord, chaos, but also this rising up, this warrior princess kind of energy, and fighting for the underdog. So for whatever reason, that little bit wanted to come in, probably because, as I said, the Writers Guild just did their strike initiation yesterday. I heard as well that UPS is more than likely going to be striking at the end of the month. So I guess too, just to sort of ground you as well, that this isn't, there's big energy that's happening. There is this rising up in the collective. So know that it's happening. And what is also rising up within you that needs to be seen and acknowledged and witnessed? And what changes are you feeling that, your own warrior princess energy? The old oaths, the soul contracts that you may have that are really outdated, and they're shitty and they're not working anymore. And it's too much into the giving, too much into the self-sacrificing, however in your life. Look at that building energy and emotion within you, and let that be your guide forward of what you need to see and witness and acknowledge and reintegrate. So just a real short snippet of the astrology, and really take this time, because this new moon is going to be setting the tone, definitely for this month, okay, until the next new moon cycle. But just how it's really lining up with the nodes switching. So it's an 18-month cycle. So this energy of this Cancer, this emotional medicine, this feminine receptive wisdom, and we all have that inside of us no matter what parts of the body we carry. Okay, we all are both feminine and masculine. But to really start embodying that feminine energy, how can we be more in flow and receptivity? To actually honor and listen to the needs of our inner child, or when we are really burnt out with the doing and we just need to go take a nap. So I feel like that energy is going to keep hanging with us, really pulling into this, again, this next 18-month cycle with this Aries Libra, this honoring of ourself. But it's not just going to war and fighting battles. It's honoring our full individual nature and holding space for others. And this, again, this Venus retrograde that's happening is really going to be calling us in. Like, what are your values? Right? Playing that energy. How are you in relationship with others? And again, are you being a self-sacrificer? Are you martyring? Or are you always taking? I'm certainly been seeing and witnessing that a lot, even in my homeschool community, where people are wanting community and they're wanting connection. And yet there's been this culture, this conditioning and programming of always taking. And yet to have a true relationship of connection and reciprocity, like, we have to give. And it's like there's time involved, there's energy, there's this commitment. You know, like you slowly start building up that friendship. And yet there's just this expectation of like, oh, I just show up and the community and the connection and friends are just waiting for me, right? Like, and I just take what I want and then, oh, I'll show up like in 8 months or something, and that community that I want is still going to be there, right? So it's a very privileged, almost entitled, that taking mentality. So that's surfacing for me too, and I'm witnessing it and just trying to hold space for what it is that I'm actually wanting and that I'm calling in, and others who are willing and wanting to put in that depth, that work, and that effort to get something real magical flowing. So yeah, so let this Venus retrograde really kind of guide you, especially when it comes to relationships. And codependency, even. Like, that's some of the themes that are going to be introduced in this year coming forward. So I do hope that helps. Just feels like it was just a little bit of a snippet. As I said, there's so much in here. There's so much going on, and this is what I could do. So I do hope that was enough. Again, if you like fiction, please check out that story bundle that I'm a part of. I will have a link below. And if you are wanting an astrology reading, if you are like, yes, this sounds great, I want to go into the depths of what you're talking about here, Chrissy, please leave a comment, send a message, check out my website. And I will be continuing to share more of others' services. My teacher, Padma Kondro, is going to be offering her Quantum Transfiguration Level 1 training this September. I'm currently in the Level 2 program. It's amazing, deep healing work. So if you're interested in that, I'm going to be sharing more of what others are doing that I feel are exciting, that are calling to my soul, that you might be interested in as well. So thank you all so much for tuning in, for watching, and for your patience while I've taken some time out in this recalibration to hold space for myself and be that center of calm for my children. So thank you, and I will see you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.